Good afternoon, students. In the previous class, I explained about Einstein experiment, magnetic field lines, and magnetic field lines strength. Now let's see here magnetic flux. So this is very most important one in this magnetic flux. So it is very easy and very most important. Now let's see what is mean by magnetic flux. So magnetic flux. So it is denoted by a letter phi suffix b. Phi magnetic flux because phi is a flux because it is magnetic flux. So phi b magnetic flux. Now let's see here what is meant by magnetic flux. Now let's see here the number of magnetic field lines passing normally through the given area is called as a magnetic flux. The number of magnetic field lines passing through the given area is called as a magnetic flux. Now let's see here. Let's take assume the magnetic field lines are passing from a right to a left. Then the flux means the number of magnetic field lines passing through this area is called as a magnetic flux. Now let's see here how we can write it is in using the mathematical form. See, magnetic flux phi b is equals to magnetic flux phi b is equals to the number of magnetic field lines is directly proportional to magnetic field. So in the place of a number of magnetic field lines, so here I am writing a magnetic field and area, given area A. So magnetic flux phi b is equals to BA. The number of magnetic field lines passing through the given area normally, or else the number of magnetic field lines passing normally through the given area is called as a magnetic flux. So phi b is equals to BA. Now let's take here, if you take the surface area perpendicular to the magnetic field lines, assume here the magnetic field lines are passing from right to left, and here I am taking the surface area in this orientation. That means here the surface area is perpendicular to the magnetic field line. Then magnetic flux is equals to number of magnetic field lines into a surface area. Suppose if I take the surface area in this orientation, then what happens? No magnetic field line passes through the surface area. Then no magnetic field line passes through the surface area means the magnetic flux of phi b is equals to 0. Okay? When the surface area is perpendicular to the magnetic field, then the magnetic flux is equals to phi b is equals to BA. When the surface area is parallel to the magnetic field, then the magnetic flux of phi b is equals to 0. So there are the two cases. One is when the surface is perpendicular to the magnetic field, flux is maximum, that is phi b is equals to BA. The other case is when the surface area is perpendicular to the magnetic field, no magnetic field is passing through the area, then the number of magnetic field is 0. 0 into area 0. So flux of phi b is equals to 0. So here there are the two cases. Suppose if the surface area is not perpendicular to the magnetic field and not parallel to the magnetic field. Suppose if the surface area making certain angle with the magnetic field, then what is the magnetic flux? So for this we have to derive the expression for the general formula for the magnetic flux. So before going to that, let's see once again the definition for the magnetic flux. Magnetic flux of phi b is equals to the number of magnetic field lines passing normally to the given area is called as a magnetic flux. Now let's see here what are the general formula for the magnetic flux we use. Okay, phi b is equals to BA is for one case, phi b is equals to 0 is for another case. Suppose if there is an angle theta between a magnetic field and the surface area, other than 90 and 0, then what is the magnetic flux? Now let's see here. So magnetic flux phi B is equals to magnetic field at surface area perpendicular to the magnetic field. Surface area perpendicular to the magnetic field. That means surface area perpendicular to the magnetic field. Now let's see here. See, so here surface area is a perpendicular to the magnetic field. So there are 4 magnetic field lines opposite. Here the surface area is taken inclinedly by making certain angle with the magnetic field. Then here the only 3 magnetic field lines are opposite. Now let's see in this case what is the magnetic flux. Now let's take. So this is the surface area. Its surface area is A. Now take normal to the surface area. This line drawn is normal to the surface area. This is normal to the surface area. Normal to the surface area. Normal to the surface area. This is normal to the surface area. Now see here. Angle between magnetic field and normal to the surface area is theta. Okay. Next, see here. What is the angle between surface area perpendicular to the magnetic field? Surface area perpendicular to the magnetic field is what? This surface area is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Now what is the angle between the surface area and the surface area perpendicular to the magnetic field? Now carefully listen here. See, this is the normal to this surface area. This is the normal to this surface area, and this is the magnetic field. The angle between these two is a theta. And now see here. This is area. Yeah, normal to the surface area, and the magnetic field is theta. And see here, perpendicular to the magnetic field, and this surface area is perpendicular to the normal. So carefully listen. Here angle between these two is a theta, and these two are perpendicular to these two. If the angle between these two is a theta, then the angle between perpendiculars of these two also theta. This surface is a perpendicular to the magnetic field, and this surface is a perpendicular to the normal to the surface area. So angle between these two also theta. Carefully listen here. Here theta is angle between magnetic field and normal to the surface area. Here if it is a theta, here if the angle is a theta, then the angle between these two also theta. Why? Because these two are perpendicular to these two. If the angle between any two is a theta, then the angle between their perpendiculars also theta. Okay, these two are perpendicular to these two. That's why the angle between these two also theta. Now we want this surface area perpendicular to the magnetic field. Let's assume, let's take this is the adjacent side, and this is opposite side, and this is the hypotenuse. To get the adjacent side, let's take cos theta. Cos theta is equals to adjacent side by hypotenuse. So here hypotenuse is what? Surface area A. Then adjacent side is equals to cos theta into hypotenuse. Adjacent side is equals to A cos theta. This adjacent side is what? A cos theta. Now what we want? Magnetic flux of phi B is equals to B into surface area which is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Here surface area which is perpendicular to the magnetic field is what? A cos theta, that is BA cos theta. So magnetic flux of phi is equals to BA cos theta. This is the general formula for a magnetic flux. Magnetic flux of phi is equals to BA cos theta. Here B is a magnetic field, A is a surface area, theta is angle between magnetic field and normal to the surface area. Be careful. Here theta is not the angle between magnetic field and the surface area, but here angle is the angle between magnetic field and the normal to the surface area. Here theta is angle between magnetic field B and normal to the surface area. Normal to the surface area. Normal to the surface area. Magnetic flux phi is equals to BA cos theta. Here theta is the angle between magnetic field and normal to the surface area. Now magnetic flux of phi B is equals to BA cos theta. When theta is equals to 0, cos 0 is 1, then magnetic flux phi B maximum is equals to BA. Okay, cos theta value lies from -1 to +1. Okay, so flux become maximum for cos theta value equals to 1. Cos theta value equals to 1 when theta is equals to 0 degrees. Then the maximum flux of phi B maximum is equals to BA. When theta is equals to 90 degrees, the flux is a minimum, that is equals to cos 90 is a 0, that is equals to 0. The minimum magnetic flux is a 0, the maximum magnetic flux is a BA. Now let's see here, for these cases, how should be surface area, orientation of the surface area with the magnetic field. Now suppose, assume, okay, the raindrops are the magnetic field lines. Okay, the raindrops are the magnetic field lines. Okay, or else otherwise you take the magnetic field is a uniform and is passing from a right to a left. The magnetic field is a uniform and passing from a right to a left. Now take the surface area in this orientation. Now see here, this is the direction of magnetic field and this is the direction of normal to the surface area. This is the normal to the surface area. This is normal to the surface area. And this is the direction of magnetic field. Both the direction of magnetic field and the direction of normal to the surface area, both are in the same direction, parallel. Means then the angle between them is equals to 0 degrees. When theta is equals to 0, means the surface area is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Okay. Suppose if we say the surface area is perpendicular to the magnetic field, or else the angle between magnetic field and normal to the surface area is 0, both are same. Okay. The magnetic flux is a maximum in this orientation of the surface area with the magnetic field. Suppose now you take surface area in this orientation. Assume the magnetic field is passing from a right to a left, These magnetic fields are due to force of magnets or also due to current carrying wires. Let's assume uniform magnetic field passing. If you take surface area in this orientation, no magnetic field line passes through this surface area. No magnetic field line passes through the surface area, means the magnetic flux is 0. In this case, what is angle theta? See, this is the direction of magnetic field and this is the normal to the surface area. The angle between normal to the surface area and the magnetic field is equal to what? 90 degrees. Now see here, when theta is equals to 90 degrees, or the surface area is parallel to the magnetic field, both are same. Okay, if we say the surface area is a parallel to the magnetic field, or the angle is theta, the angle theta is equals to 90 degrees, both are same. And if we say the surface area is perpendicular to the magnetic field and the theta is equals to 0 degrees, both are the same. So remember, here the angle is not between the magnetic field and the surface area, but here theta is angle between magnetic field and normal to the surface area. Be careful. Okay, suppose in problems, if they give angle between the magnetic field and the surface area, you have to find out the angle between magnetic field and normal to the surface area. Then only you have to substitute in the formula phi is equals to BA cos theta. You be remember about angle. Here phi is equals to BA cos theta. So this is about magnetic flux. Magnetic flux. So the general formula for the magnetic flux phi is equals to BA cos theta. Here theta is BA cos theta. B is magnetic field. A is the surface area. Theta is angle between magnetic field and normal to the surface area. Now let's take, if the surface area is perpendicular to the magnetic field, or theta is equals to 0 degrees, both are same. For this, flux is a maximum. Surface area is normal to the magnetic field, or theta is equals to 90 degrees, both are same. So flux of phi minimum is equals to 0 degrees. Now let us see here what are the units for the magnetic flux and the magnetic field and the surface area. Now let us see here magnetic flux. So magnetic flux can measure in Weber. Magnetic flux can measure in Weber. Magnetic field can measure in Tesla. Area can measure in meter square. So 1 Weber is equals to 1 Tesla meter square. 1 Tesla meter square. Now see here, magnetic flux of phi B is equals to BA. So from this, okay, so here we call magnetic yes, B, magnetic flux density. Magnetic flux density. Here B is called as magnetic flux density or else magnetic field, no problem. So magnetic flux density B is equals to magnetic flux per unit area. The total magnetic flux by total area can be read as magnetic flux per unit area is equals to magnetic flux density. Now used for magnetic flux density is magnetic flux can measure in a Weber, area can measure in a meter square, Weber per meter square. Magnetic flux density can measure in a Weber per meter square, whereas a magnetic flux can measure in a Weber. Magnetic field as magnetic flux density in Tesla. So 1 Weber is equals to 1 Tesla meter square. So these are the units of magnetic flux density. Once again remember, magnetic flux is the number of magnetic field lines passing normally to the given area is called as a magnetic flux density. So you can write the definition of magnetic flux in this way. This is one of the case only in the magnetic flux density. Okay, thank you.